Taking a few more breaths in your child's pose before coming right up onto the knees. If sitting on the knees is a little bit too much, you can always take a block, level 1 or level 2 height just underneath the sit bones, and then just setting the shoulder blades back, and then just allowing those palms to rest down on the knees. We're going to be starting today with just taking that right ear toward the right shoulder, closing the eyes. And just once again, just reconnecting with the breath. Right after those preparatory exercises, just allowing yourself to really settle the energy. So finding a little bit more control on the inhale and the exhale. Nodding the head up and down here, about 2 to 3 rounds. The next time the head starts to rock back, holding that sweet spot. Notice if you're internally rotating, try to set the scapula down and back so your chest stays lifted, your core is a little bit more engaged, and you're just breathing through the discomfort. As long as it's not pain, you should be fine to continue to inhale through the sensations. Of course, your main option is just coming out of it just a bit. Let's take one more breath here before tracking the right ear to the right shoulder, chin toward the chest. Take 3 Ujjayi breaths. Keep the crown of the head parallel to the top of the mat. And then slowly, left ear up toward the left shoulder. Taking a few breaths here to just reset on this side. Softening through your shoulders, lifting up through the chest palate, and then find a little bit of that engagement point in through your lower mulaband, your root, and then finding that height through the crown of the head. You can go ahead and introduce that head nod, taking about 2 to 3. Okay, there's no rush if you ever want to take a little bit longer. It's your practice. Really just follow through with what it is that you need. So once again, the next time your head comes back, hold, getting into that sweet spot. And then just exhaling the excess heat or the pressure, if you need it, out of the mouth. Before taking that left ear back to the left shoulder, chin to the chest. Take one breath here to just settle before bringing your head up to center, opening the eyes, 3 shoulder rolls over the top, forward and up. Inhale. Out of the mouth. 2 more. Coming right up onto the knees. You're going to extend the right leg straight out toward the side of your mat. Okay, long leg. You're going to reach that right arm down and over, and then reach the left arm overhead. Now, if this is too much, you could take the right palm right up onto the hips so you got a little bit more support. You can come into a little bit of pulse here as well, but try to pay attention that you're not curving the spine. The ribs are staying pulled and the tailbone stays tucked, so it almost feels like that pubic bone is pressing toward the top of your mat. Holding your deepest point. You've got about 2 more breaths here. Good, just slowly bring that upper body to your center line as you release that left arm to the side. Angle that right leg forward with a flexed foot. Upper body pivots toward the right leg and flat back, forward fold over your right leg. Okay, your left arm can reach onto the outstep of the right foot, keeping your spine flexed. Upright will get right into the back glute, right? And the hamstring and the calf. Taking 2 more breaths, maybe inch your body a little bit lower. And then from here, you're just gonna walk your palms toward the midline of your mat, reaching the right leg back so you're coming into that tabletop position. Internally rotate so you're not taking the kneecap to face the side wall, okay? Try to hold this position for a couple more breaths. Pull the ribs in. You're gonna reach the right arm forward. So that's right side body is completely up and off of the mat. Okay, take 2 more breaths. Releasing the right side body down to the floor, coming into an in-green cat pose. So perch up onto the fingertips, round out your spine, and then suck the belly in and back toward your spine. Taking about 2 breaths right in between those shoulder blades. And then neutral to let it go. Switching sides, reaching that left arm up, left leg out. Bring yourself right up onto the knee. You're gonna roll those shoulder blades back. You're gonna slide the left arm down, and you're gonna reach that right arm up. Remember your options if you need to take it. Maybe a little bit of a pulse if you'd like, but you wanna feel that tailbone pressing under so you're not creating too much of compact into that lower back. So you want to keep height in through your chest palate. Take the eyes to look up past the elbow if your neck is okay. Otherwise, your eyes look at heart height. Taking 2 more breaths. Reaching the right arm down, bringing your body right up to center, and then slowly inch that left foot out toward the top left side of your mat. Flex the foot, pivot toward the leg, flat back, and forward fold. Try to have an intention now to pull the left hip back a little bit, and then try to keep the eyes looking down. Crown of the head is long here, back of the neck, cervical spine is straight. Every exhale inches you just a little bit deeper. Okay, 1 more breath. And walking your left palm toward the midline of your mat, so your palms are planted shoulders width. Slowly start to reach the left leg toward the back. Flex the foot, internally rotate, tuck the tailbone, lengthen through your chest, and then reach the left arm up without changing the dynamic in your body. So try to keep your shoulders and your hips square to the mat. Taking a few more breaths. Be gentle and be playful. Okay, if you've never done an entire left side lift, you're probably going to be falling out, and that's fine. Your body just needs a little bit of practice so you could create new muscle memory. Okay, and then slowly touch down to release, coming into a few cat-cows. Rolling the shoulder blades back on your inhale, lifting up through your tailbone, and then rounding out on an exhale. Okay, taking a few more. Your next 2 breaths, you can slowly start to set up a downward dog. Ensuring that the palms are staying shoulders width, tucking the toes, maybe moving that prop out of the way if it was there, and then just grounding down through your heels, okay? Nothing too crazy today. Just enjoy your downward dog for a few breaths. There's no rush in yoga. It's not about how many postures you can go through. It's not about doing a full hour class. It could just be short 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever you have time for. It's about the quality, right? So whenever your mind does wander, just acknowledge it and bring it right back to the present moment. Maybe the heels can touch the ground today. Maybe you could lengthen out your breath a little bit more. Maybe you could straighten out the knees and push that heart, that chest palate toward the back. Okay, taking 1 more breath. Good, slowly bending at the knees, looking toward the top of the mat, tiptoe the feet up. Feet are about mat's width, a little bit wider. You're gonna interlace the fingers behind the back, coming into a wide set. Forward fold. If the fingers interlace behind the back, reaching them toward the top of your mat is too much, or if it's not there, you can just hold on to the lower back, your thighs, or your quads, okay? Or your calves, I should say. Your eyes are looking right up toward the ceiling here. You're only here for a couple of breaths. Planting your palms, bending the knees, and then step just your left leg back. Deep enough so the front knee to heel aligns. If it doesn't, walk your palms back, wiggle the back foot out a little bit more, or wiggle that right foot forward, okay? Option, drop on the back knee. Otherwise, you're coming down onto the forearms. If you do have any kind of props, it doesn't have to be blocks. You could always use a pillow as well. You can use that too, okay? So this is your lizard pose, dragon pose. There's so many different names, but it's all the same thing. You're coming down onto the elbows. You're trekking the right knee toward the pinky toe, and you're just taking a few breaths here. We're not gonna overwhelm the body today. We're just gonna let go of all that sitting that you've been doing if you do sit behind an office, or either that or if you drive a lot. So we're just trying to rehabilitate. We're trying to reset. Okay, dropping the back knee if you have not. Planting your palms, bring yourself up. Ground your left palm down right underneath the shoulder. And then reach the right palm either onto your inner thigh, or you can reach it right up toward the ceiling. Inhale, lengthen, reset the shoulder scapula down, and every exhale, inch your way deeper. Okay, taking about 3 more breaths. Good, planting the right palm down, tucking the back toe under, high plank. Take 3 breaths here, no rush. Set the shoulders down so you're not piking the hips. Keep them the same height as your triceps. Keeping that chest palate reaching through the opening of the biceps. And then get ready, left leg comes up. Step it onto the outside of your mat. You've got that knee to heel alignment again. And then you can either stay here, you could drop down onto that right knee, or maybe lower all the way down to the floor, or use a prop. And then just allow yourself to rest on the elbows. So you're here for a few breaths, just finding that reflection pose. Try to maintain your mindfulness. Okay, there's always going to be distractions. If it's not happening outside of us, then usually it's that internal dialogue. So try not to get too caught up in it. Instead, just acknowledge it and practice non-attachment. Let it go. Good. Dropping your right knee. With helping hands, bring yourself up. Move the prop or props out of the way, planting right palm underneath the shoulder. Either left palm on the inner thigh or bring it right up toward the ceiling. Good. Inhale, lengthen, reset, and then exhale, twist, twist, twist. Okay, holding your deepest point for 2 breaths, really focusing that twisting action from the navel point, and then it's going right up, right through the vertebrae of your spine. Okay, final breath. Good, and then releasing that left palm down. You're gonna wiggle the left foot in a little bit on your mat again. You're gonna step the right foot forward. You're gonna come into a squat, okay? You could always take that block underneath the hips if you need to, but you're just gonna remain in your squat set. Your palms can come to heart center. Elbows can come right toward the inner thighs, and you're trying to keep that spine nice and up, okay? Closing the eyes. And then just focus that breath coming in and out of the nose. Good, one more breath. And blinking the eyes open and slowly release. Coming onto all fours, bringing those knees together if you feel any kind of pain in your lower back, child's pose. Getting back into that resting position, forehead coming down to the mat. You could either continue with your practice, choosing that next video, or start to prepare for your final Shavasana.